Now children, let's start with applications of quadratic equations. In this, they will give you the problems in statement form. We have to form the equations depending upon the conditions that we get in the problem and convert it into equations and find the value of the unknown. So let's start. The problem given on the board is the product denoting the numbers of Pragati's age 2 years ago and 3 years hence is 84. Find her present age. So let's understand the problem first, what is given and what you have to find out. So what is given, children? Over here, Pragati's age 2 years ago and 3 years hence is given after taking their product as 84. We have to find out her present age. Now the first thing that we will always do is, children, whatever we have to find out, assign a variable to it. So let Pragati's present age be X years. Now, today if she is X years old, what would have been her age 2 years ago, children? It would be X minus 2, right? So therefore, her age 2 years ago will be X minus 2 years. What else is given? 3 years hence. That means after 3 years. So today if she is X, what will be her age after 3 years? It will be today's age plus 3. So today's age is X. So after 3 years it will be X plus 3 years. So therefore her age 3 years hence will be X plus 3 years. Now let's look at the condition and form the mathematical equation. Now what is the condition given? The product. Product of what, children? Product of her age 2 years ago with her age 3 years hence. Is means what? Is equal to 84. So therefore, by the given condition, what do we have? The product means multiplication of the two ages, that is 2 years before and 3 years hence. So X minus 2 into X plus 3 is means is equal to how much? It is equal to 84. Right? Let's open the bracket on the left hand side. It is a product of two binomials. So let's split up one. So X into X plus 3 minus 2 into X plus 3, which is equal to 84. Let's open the bracket. X into X gives you X squared plus X into 3 gives you 3X. Minus into plus is minus. 2 into X is 2X. Again minus into plus gives you minus. 2 into 3 is equal to 6, which is equal to 84. Let's transfer 84 with the positive sign towards the left hand side. So we get a proper quadratic equation. Minus 6 minus 84, which is equal to 0. Now, which are the like terms, children, that we can solve them together? Plus 3x minus 2x and minus 6 minus 84. So let's solve it. X squared. Now, plus 3 minus 2 gives you 1. So what is the answer for here? We get plus 1x. But there is no necessity of writing 1x. It is understood. So you can just write it as x. And over here, minus 6 minus 84 gives you minus 90, which is equal to 0. So here we are with the quadratic equation. Now we can solve the quadratic equation by using the method of factorization. The product should be minus 90 and the sum should be plus 1. So what is the pair that we can choose? It can be 10 9s are 90. So over here, what will the pair be? 10 and 9. But what is the sign that you will insert for these two numbers? Over here, the sum of the two numbers should be plus 1 and the product should get a minus sign. So it can be plus 10 and minus 9. So here we are ready with the pair. Let's split up the middle term. So it will be x squared plus 10x minus 9x minus 90, which is equal to 0. What do we do? Pair the first two, pair the last two. What is common? X is common. Into bracket x plus 10. Minus can come out common. With 90 can be written as a product of 9 into 10. So 9 can come out common. Inside the bracket x. So when you open the bracket, minus 9 into x gives you minus 9x. Minus into what will give you minus? Minus into plus will give you minus. And 9 into 10 will give you 90, which is equal to 0. The common term, take it out. X plus 10 into x minus 9, which is equal to 0. So either x plus 10 is equal to 0 or x minus 9 is equal to 0. Over here, what will the value of x be? X will be equal to plus 10 goes on the other side. You get minus 10. So 0 minus 10, you're left with just minus 10 over here. Or x minus 9 is equal to 0. Minus 9 is transferred from the left hand side to the right hand side. So it becomes 0 plus 9. 0 plus 9, you're left with only 9. Now pay attention, children. You get two answers over here. Which one will you choose as the answer? It depends upon the problem, right? Over here, x is minus 10 and over here, x is plus 9. What are we finding? We are finding the present age. Can age be negative, children? Definitely not. So what will you discard? The negative answer you will discard. Why? Because age is never negative. Then which is the answer? The answer is x is equal to 9. So Pragati's present age is 9 years. So therefore what will you write? As age cannot be negative, x is equal to minus 10 is discarded. Therefore, Pragati's present age is 9 years. Always, children, one more thing, keep it in mind. Never forget to write the unit. So age is 9 years. So this is the way we solve problems, that is applications of quadratic equations. Now with the second problem, children, that I will read it. Vivek is older than Kishore by 5 years. The sum of the reciprocals of their ages is 1 upon 6. Find their present ages. So what is given to us, children? The age of Vivek and Kishore is compared, as well as they have given us the condition that the sum of the reciprocals of their ages is 1 upon 6. We have to find out the present age of Vivek as well as Kishore. So let's read the first statement, right? Now, Vivek is older than Kishore by 5 years. So who is younger, children? Kishore is younger. So let Kishore's age be x years. So let Kishore's age be x years. Therefore, what will be Vivek's age? Vivek is elder to him by 5 years. So, Vivek's age will be x plus 5 years. Now we are ready to understand the condition. So, therefore, by condition, let's read the condition and change it into a mathematical equation. What is the condition? The sum of the reciprocals of their ages is 1 upon 6. That means what is added? The reciprocals of their ages are added and the answer is equal to 1 upon 6. How do you take the reciprocal of x? What is the reciprocal of 2? It is 1 upon 2. What is the reciprocal of 100? It is 1 upon 100. Similarly, what is the reciprocal of x? It will be 1 upon x. What is the reciprocal of x plus 5? It will be 1 upon x plus 5. So what is done with their reciprocals? The sum is taken. That means you perform the operation of addition. So therefore, 1 upon x plus 1 upon x plus 5 is equal to 1 upon 6. Look at the left hand side, children. You have different denominators. Therefore, LCM or the other method is cross multiply and multiply the denominators and write the product in the denominator. So 1 into x plus 5 naturally gives you x plus 5 plus 1 into x will give you x upon x into the other denominator, that is x plus 5, which is equal to 1 upon 6. Look at the numerator, children. X plus x, like terms, add them up. 1x plus 1x will be what? It will be 2x plus 5 as it is upon, open the bracket. X into x gives you x squared plus 5 into x gives you 5x, which is equal to 1 upon 6. Now children, let's cross multiply. So what do you get? 6 into 2x plus 5, which is equal to 1 into any term is the same term itself. So you can just write it as x squared plus 5x. Open the bracket on the left hand side. 6 into 2 gives you 12 with the x plus 6 5s are 30, which is equal to x squared plus 5x. Transfer all these terms on the right hand side. So what are you left on the left hand side? With a 0. So 0 is equal to x squared plus 5x plus 12x goes on the other side, becomes minus 12x. Plus 30 goes on the other side, gives you minus 30. So what are you left with? 0 is equal to x squared. These are like terms, children. What do you have? Plus 5x minus 12x. So that gives you plus 5 minus 12 will give you minus 7x minus 30. Right? The other way of writing it, x squared minus 7x minus 30, which is equal to 0. Now, again, factorize, children. The product of the pair of numbers that you select should be minus 30 and the sum should be minus 7. So, you can have 10 3s are 30, 10 will have a minus sign, 3 will have a positive sign. Let's check it out, children. Minus 10 into plus 3 will give you minus into plus gives you minus, and minus 10 plus 3 gives you minus 7. So it satisfies both the condition. So what is the pair that we choose? Minus 10 plus 3. So let's split up the middle term. So x square minus 10x plus 3x minus 30, which is equal to 0. Let's pair the first two and the last two, and let's take out what is common. What is common over here? X into bracket x minus 10 inside the bracket plus 3 is common inside the bracket x, and plus into minus will give you minus. 3 into 10 will give you 30, which is equal to 0. Let's continue, children. I'll rub it out on this side. What is common? X minus 10. The other bracket, x plus 3, which is equal to 0. So what do you get? Either x minus 10 is equal to 0 or x plus 3 is equal to 0. In this case too, what will be the value of x? Minus 10 goes on the other side, it becomes plus 10. So 0 plus 10 is 10, therefore x is equal to 10. Or here children, plus 3 goes on the other side, it gets a negative sign. So you get 0 minus 3, and 0 minus 3 is again minus 3. So over here x is equal to minus 3. These are your two answers for the value of x. But what is the problem saying? They are saying find their present age. And what was x? X was Kishore's age. So can Kishore's age be negative? Can age be negative? Definitely not. So x is equal to minus 3 is unacceptable answer. So what will we write? Therefore, x is equal to minus 3 is unacceptable as age cannot be negative. Therefore, Kishore's age is x. And what is x? 10 is 10 years and Vivek's age will be x plus 5, that is 10 plus 5, that is 15 years. So this finishes the problem where we find the individual ages of Kishore and Vivek. Now with the example on the board children, the next one, the sum of squares of two consecutive even natural numbers is 244. Find the numbers. So let's see what is given in the problem. They are saying the sum, the addition of which numbers of two consecutive natural numbers, the squares of two consecutive natural numbers. Now children, what is the meaning of consecutive? It is coming one after the other, succeeding numbers. But what is the condition given over here? That they should be even natural numbers. Now children, let's take an example. If I say the first even natural number is 4, then what will the next consecutive number be? It will be 6, right? So 4 is a even natural number, 6 is also a even natural number. Now, if I take a number 10, what will the next number be? The next number will be 12. One more example children. If I take one even natural number as x, what will the other consecutive even natural number be? Now over here, see the difference children. The difference between the succeeding even natural numbers, consecutive even natural numbers is 2. So if one is 4, the other one will be 4 plus 2, that is 6. If one is 10, the other one will be 10 plus 2, that is 12. So if one number is x, the other consecutive even natural number will be x plus 2. So here we are. So we can write the first statement as let the two consecutive even natural numbers be x and x plus 2. Once we are done with this, what do we write? We make the mathematical equation depending upon the condition given in that problem. So, therefore, by condition, what do we get? The sum of the squares of those two consecutive even natural numbers. Sum means what, children? Addition. Of whom? You add up which two numbers? The two consecutive even natural numbers. So here you have x, here you have x plus 2. Is it over, children? No. Let's read the statement again. The sum of, this word is very important. The sum of squares of those two consecutive even natural numbers. Have we squared them? No. So let's square them, children. So the sum of the squares of the two even natural numbers is means always equal to, is 244. Now let's continue. Now we have to solve it step by step to reach to the answer where we get the value of x. So let's start. Therefore x squared plus, let's open the bracket, a plus b the whole square is a squared plus 2 into a into b plus b squared. So let's solve it. X squared plus 2 into x into 2. 2 into x is 2x. 2x into 2 is 4x. Plus 2 square. 2 square is what, children? 2 into 2, that is 4, which is equal to 244. Let's take 244 on the other side. So it becomes minus here. X square plus x square, like term. 1x square plus 1x square will give you 2x square. Let's write it down. Plus 4x plus 4 minus 244, which is equal to 0. Look at these numbers. We can solve it further as 2x squared plus 4x. Now plus 4 minus 244. Definitely you have to subtract. Greater minus smaller, that is 244 minus 4 will give you 240, and the sign of the greater number, that is minus, which is equal to 0. Now if we see, children, to make it more easier for us to solve, we can take something common outside. So you get a easier quadratic equation to solve. What is common? 2. Here also 4 can be split up as 2 into 2. 240 can also be split up as 2 into 120. So over here 2 comes out common. Inside the bracket x squared, which gives you 2x squared plus 2x. 2x into 2 will give you 4x. Now a minus sign. 2 into what will give you? 240. 2 into 120 will give you 240. Now 2 is performing multiplication with the entire quadratic equation which is inside. So you can take 2 on the other side. 2 is performing multiplication. So when it goes on the other side, division. Let's solve it over here, children. So over here you are left with x squared plus 2x minus 120, which will be equal to 0 divided by 2. Now you know, children, 0 divided by any number is 0. So what are we left with? X squared plus 2x minus 120, which is equal to 0. Now let's factorize. The product of the two numbers should be 1 minus 120 and the sum should be plus 2. So let's rack our brains, children. What can those two numbers be which satisfy both the conditions? It can be plus 12 minus 10. Let's check. Plus into minus gives you minus. 12 into 10 gives you 120. So when you take the product, you get the answer. Now just sum up. 12 minus 10 gives you plus 2. So here we are. These are the two numbers which satisfy the given condition, both the conditions. So let's split up now the middle term. So what do you get? X squared plus 12x minus 10x minus 120, which is equal to 0. Once again, I remind you children, you can even write minus 10x first plus 12x later. Okay? So let's pair up. What is common? X is common. Into bracket x into x is x squared plus x into 12 will give me 12x. What is common over here? First, the minus sign is common. 120 can be split up as 10 into 12. So what is common between both? The number 10. Inside the bracket, 10 into x will give me 10x. Minus is already out, so minus into plus will give me minus, and 10 into 12 will give me 120, which is equal to 0. Which is a common binomial? X plus 12. So let's write it down. The next one is x minus 10, which is equal to 0. Now, the next step, children, you have x plus 12 is equal to 0, or x minus 10, which is equal to 0. In this case, children, what will the value of x be? Plus 12 goes on the other side. 0 minus 12 gives you minus 12. Or, here children, x will be equal to minus 10 goes on the other side. So it becomes plus 10. 0 plus 10 is again 10. So what are the two values? Let me put them in a box. The two values of x that you get are minus 12 and 10. Can you accept both the values? Let's look at what the problem says. It is saying that both the numbers are even natural numbers. So which answer is unacceptable? Minus 12 answer is unacceptable because a negative number cannot be called as a natural number. So x is equal to minus 12. This value of x is unacceptable. Only what are you left with? X is equal to 10. So let's write it down. I just rub it out over here. Therefore, x is equal to minus 12 is unacceptable as a negative number is not a natural number. Therefore, x will be equal to 10 and the other number was x plus 2, that is 10 plus 2, which is equal to 12. Therefore, 10 and 12 are the two consecutive even natural numbers. Even natural numbers. So we have found out both the numbers which are satisfying the condition that they should be consecutive as well as even. Right, children? So this is the way we solve problems, mathematical statement problems, converting by the given condition into equations and then solving it to find out the value of the unknown. Now looking into the next problem, children, let's read the problem which is written on the board. If 460 is divided by a natural number, the quotient is 6 more than 5 times the divisor and the remainder is 1. Find the quotient and the divisor. Children, when you know that there are such words used, quotient, remainder, divisor, definitely you can recollect and write down that dividend is always equal to divisor multiplied by quotient plus remainder. Now, looking into the problem back, let's see what all is given. Let's substitute, make it a quadratic equation and find out the values of the unknown. So let's start, children. Is the dividend given to you? Definitely. See over here, 460 is divided. So what does 460 become? 460 becomes the dividend. Therefore, let's write down first. Dividend is equal to 460. Now, is the divisor, the quotient, given to you? No, they are not directly given to you, but the interrelation between both are given. What is given? Let's read. The quotient is 6 more than whom? Than 5 times the divisor. So the relation between the quotient and the divisor is given. But if you knew the divisor, you would have found out the quotient. So let the divisor be x. Divisor will be equal to x. Now let's see what the quotient will be. So therefore, quotient will be, now the quotient is means equal to 6 more. More means which operation, children? Addition or subtraction? It is always addition. So 6 more than whom? Than 5 times the divisor. Times means multiplication. So 5 into whom? 5 into the divisor. So 5 into the divisor. The divisor is x. So here we are. Quotient is equal to 5x plus 6. What else is required? The remainder. Is the remainder given? Let's check. And the remainder is 1. So remainder is equal to 1. There we are. Let's substitute and see what we get. So dividend is equal to 460, which is equal to divisor, that is x, into quotient 5x plus 6 plus remainder, that is 1. Let's open the bracket. 460 is equal to x into 5x will give you 5x square plus x into 6 will give you 6x plus 1. So you can interchange and write down 5x square plus 6x plus 1 is equal to 460. Take 460 on the left hand side. So you get 5x square plus 6x plus 1 minus 460, which is equal to 0. Look at the like terms, children. Let's solve and write the next term equation. 5x square plus 6x plus 1 minus 460 will give you what, children? It will be minus 459, which is equal to 0. Now, let's recall, what should the product of the two numbers in a pair be? It should be equal to the product of minus 459 into 5, right? And what should the sum be? The sum should be plus 6. Now over here, children, 459. Let's factorize and see. We can start with the number 3. 3 ones are 3, 3 fives are 15, 3 threes are 9. Again 3, 3 fives are 15, 3 ones are 3. This is more than enough. So over here 459, what are the factors? They are 3 into 3 into 51, which gives me what, children? It gives me definitely 459 into this 5 also, don't forget. Now, from this group of numbers, we have to pair them such that the product will be the product of 459 into 5 and the sum of the same two numbers should be plus 6. So let's see, children. We can have 3 3s are 9, 9 5s are 45 into 51. Now children, 45 into 51 will definitely be equal to the product of 5 into 459, that is clear. And what about plus 6? Definitely, if you adjust the signs before then, you can have a plus 6. So how will you get it? Therefore, the pair of numbers will be, the greater number will have a plus sign, the smaller number will have a minus sign. So let's check. Plus 51 minus 45 will give me plus 6. So the two numbers are satisfying both the conditions. So let's continue and split up the middle term. So you get 5x squared plus 51x minus 45x minus 459, which is equal to 0. Let's pair the first two. Let's pair the last two. What is common? X is common, into bracket 5x, because 5x into x will give you 5x squared plus x into 51 will give you 51x. Let's move on further. What is common? Minus sign is common. Now children, over here, you can split it up as 9 into some number, 9 into the other number. 9 into 51 will give you 459. So in both the numbers, 9 is common. Inside the bracket, 9 into 5 is 45 into x minus into plus will give you minus, and 9 into 51 will give you 459 with a negative sign, which is equal to 0. What is common? 5x plus 51, 5x plus 51. Let's take it out common. Inside the other bracket, x minus 9, which is equal to 0. So again, what do we do? Either 5x plus 51 is equal to 0 or x minus 9 is equal to 0. Let's solve the first one. So 5x will be equal to plus 51 goes on the other side. 0 minus 51 is minus 51. 5 is performing multiplication. So when you take it on the other side, you get a division. So minus 51 upon 5. Or minus 9 goes on the other side. So 0 plus 9 is 9. So here you are done with two answers that you get for the value of x. Now children, are both the answers acceptable? Let's see what are they saying. They are saying that it is divided by a natural number. So over here, the first answer you are getting a negative one. Is it a natural number? No. So what will we write? X equal to minus 51 upon 5 is unacceptable because it's not a natural number. So which answer you can accept? That is x is equal to 9. So let's do it further. Therefore, minus 51 upon 5 is unacceptable because it is not a natural number. Therefore, x is equal to 9. That means divisor is equal to 9. So, quotient What is the quotient, children? It is 5x plus 6. That is 5 into 9 plus 6. That is 9 5s are 45 plus 6, which is equal to 51. So they wanted us to find out the value of the quotient and the divisor. So the divisor is 9 and the quotient is 51. Now the next problem, children. Let's read the problem. Suyash scored 10 marks more in the second unit test than that in the first unit test. So they have compared what he has scored in the first and the second unit test. Next is 5 times the marks in the second unit test is equal to the squares of the marks in the first unit test. Find his score in the first unit test. That means we have to calculate and find out the marks that he obtained in the first unit test. Now children, let's look back again at the problem. Suyash scored 10 marks more in the second unit test as compared to what? As compared to the marks he obtained in the first unit test. Now, do we know the marks that he obtained in the first unit test? Definitely not. So, let Suyash score X marks in the first unit test. So, our solution starts. Let marks scored by, let's divide the both children, scored by Suyash in the first unit test be X marks. Therefore, in the second, the marks scored by him will be, yes children, see, so you have scored 10 marks more in the second unit test as compared to the first unit test. So what are the marks that he scored in the first unit test? X. So in the second unit test it will be 10 marks more. So it will be X plus 10 marks. Now to form the quadratic equation, let's see what is the condition given. Therefore, by condition, let's see, 5 times the marks in the second unit test. So 5 times, what is the marks that he scored in the second unit test? X plus 10. So 5 times these marks is equal to the square of the marks in the first unit test. So what can we write, children? 5 times the marks, times means multiplication, 5 times the marks that he scored in the second unit test is equal to the squares of the marks in the first unit test. In the first unit test, what are the marks he scored? X. So now we will have to square it. So x square. Let's open the bracket. 5x plus 5 into 10, that is 50, which is equal to x square. So you can rearrange and write the terms as x square is equal to 5x plus 50. Transfer all the terms on the left hand side. So you get a quadratic, proper quadratic equation. Plus 5x becomes minus 5x. Plus 50 becomes minus 50, which is equal to 0. Now, the pair of numbers that you choose, the product should be minus 50. The sum should be minus 5. So 10 5s are 50. What about the signs? The sum should have a minus sign. So the greater number minus, the smaller number plus. Let's take the product and see. Minus into plus is minus. 10 5s are 50. Minus 50. Right? Let's take the sum. Minus 10 plus 5 gives me minus 5. So definitely it is satisfying both the condition. So let's split up. So it will be x square minus 10x plus 5x minus 50, which is equal to 0. Pay the first two, pay the next two. Take out common. X is common. Inside the bracket, x minus 10. Over here you can take out plus common along with 5. Inside the bracket, 5 into x is 5x. Plus into minus will give me minus. And 5 tens are 50, which is equal to 0. The common term over here is x minus 10, which can be written once, and the other will be x plus 5, which is equal to 0. So let's continue. I'll rub out the board over here, children, and let's continue. So over here, either x minus 10 is equal to 0 or x plus 5 is equal to 0. So over here you get x is equal to 0 plus 10, that is 10, or x is equal to plus 5 goes on the other side, minus 5. 0 minus 5, minus 5. Now you get two answers, two values for x. Are both acceptable? Let's check. The problem is pertaining to marks. Can marks be negative? No. So which answer will you discard? X is equal to minus 5 is not acceptable. Only x is equal to 10. As, or you can write x is equal to minus 5. This answer is not acceptable. Therefore, x is equal to 10, or the marks scored by Suyash in the first unit test. Therefore, in the second unit test, he scores. Yes, children, in the second unit test, how much did he score? X plus 10. He scores x plus 10 marks, that is x is equal to 10. So 10 plus 10, that is equal to 20 marks. So here we are done with the problem of Surya's scoring how many marks in the first unit test as well as the second unit test. Now the next problem, children. Mr. Kasam runs a small business of making earthen pots on daily basis. The production cost of each pot is 40 more than 10 times the total number of pots he makes in one day. If the production cost of all the pots that he makes per day is rupees 600, find production cost of one pot and the number of pots he makes per day. Now children, what are they telling in this problem? Let's first understand. They are saying that Mr. Kasam makes earthen pots. He makes a number of pots every day, and the production cost of each pot is given as a relation between the total number of pots that he makes in one day. But do we know the number of pots that he makes every day? No. So let's assign it a variable, right? So therefore, let Mr. Kasam make X number of pots per day. Now children, what have we written? That he is making X number of pots every day, right? Now, what about the production cost? Let's check the production cost of each pot. Therefore, production cost Is means what? Is equal to 40 more. Again children, more means addition. So plus 40. 40 more than whom? Than 10 times the total number of pots he makes in one day. How many pots is he making in one day? X. So 10 times of X. So 10 times of X. Once again we will see children. So Mr. Kasam is making X number of pots per day and the production cost of that pot is 10x plus 40. Now let's see how to make the equation by the given condition. Therefore, by the given condition. Let's see now children, what are they saying? If the production cost of all the pots per day is rupees 600, what does that mean children? Suppose Mr. X is making X number of pots in one day and the cost of one pot is 10x plus 40. That means the total amount that he gets after the end of the day is 600. So therefore by the given condition what do we get? X number of pots into the production cost will be equal to production cost of one pot will be equal to the total amount that he gets. So therefore by the given condition X into 10x plus 40, that is X number of pots into the production cost of one pot will be equal to the total amount that is he gets after the end of the day, that is rupees 600. So now we are done with it. Let's open the bracket. X into 10x will be 10x square plus 40 into x is 40x, which is equal to 600. Transfer 600 on the other side. So plus 600 becomes minus 600, which is equal to 0. Can we take out common throughout? Yes, definitely. 10 is common inside the bracket. 10x square will give you, 10 into x square will give you 10x square. 10 into 4 x will give you 40x minus 10 into what will give me 600. 10 into 60 will give me 600. 10 is performing the operation of multiplication with the entire trinomial. So you can transfer it on the other side. So multiplication becomes division. So x square plus 4x minus 60 will be equal to 0 upon 10. 0 divided by any number is 0. So therefore x square plus 4x minus 60 is equal to 0. Now again children, what are the factors such that the product is minus 60 and the sum is plus 4? So you can have 10 6 are 60 over there plus 10 minus 6. Plus 10 into minus 6 is minus 60. Plus 10 minus 6 is plus 4. So let's continue. So over here you have x square plus 10x minus 6x minus 60, which is equal to 0. Pair up. X is common into bracket x plus 10 minus 6 can be out as a common term inside the bracket x. So you get minus 6x and minus into plus will give you minus. 6 into 10 will give you 60, which is equal to 0. So you have x plus 10, x minus 6, which is equal to 0. So therefore either x plus 10 is equal to 0 or x minus 6 is equal to 0. In the first case, what will be the value of x? 0 minus 10, that is minus 10, or x is equal to 0 plus 6, which is equal to 6. You get two values of x. Let's see if both are applicable, that means acceptable for the given condition. Now, over here, what was x X was the number of pots that he makes every day. Can the number of pots be negative? No. So X is equal to minus 10 is an unacceptable answer. So here X is equal to minus 10 is unacceptable. Therefore, X is equal to 6 is the answer that we can accept. Therefore, X is equal to 6 is the number of pots Mr. Kasam makes per day. And what about the production cost, children? The production, therefore, the production cost. What was the production cost, children? It was, here is 40 more than 10 times. So it was 10x plus 40, which will be, what is x now over here? 6. So you have 10 into 6 plus 40, which will give you 10 into 6 is 60 plus 40, that is rupees 100. So there we are with the answer that he makes 6 pots per day and the production cost of each pot is rupees 100.